I'm Dwight Drummond with CBC Toronto News, and this is your coronavirus update. Here is where we stand in Ontario. Today, a record for the number of cases in one day. The province has confirmed 85 new cases, bringing the total number to 588. This includes 8 virus-related deaths and 8 cases that are now resolved. The number of cases under investigation in the province stands at 10,074. There have also been 21,795 people who have tested negative for the virus. At least 3 of the new cases and 1 of the latest deaths are in Durham region. A woman in her 90s who was a resident at Hillsdale Terraces, a long-term care home in Oshawa, has died. The province is working closely with care homes across Ontario to try and contain the spread.
What we call cohorting staff, so that as much as possible, it's the same staff that deal with the cases and it's not multiple staff. Trying to keep patients on the same floor that are infected, in doing contact management. Very important to do cleaning and disinfection of surfaces.
There are 4 other confirmed cases in long-term care home in Oshawa. Health officials say about 16 people there have a flu-like illness, but can't confirm if they have the virus or have been tested for COVID-19. Officials continue to urge people to do their part to stop the spread of the virus, including staying at home and not visiting loved ones at long-term care homes. We are now in the final hours for non-essential businesses across Ontario. New provincial orders mean those workplaces must close at midnight tonight. But with the deadline fast approaching, there are concerns the regulations aren't clear. Nick Boisvert explains.
He's about to lock the doors at his downtown Toronto tattoo shop, but Lee Baxter has been preparing for this moment.
We already expected this, so we completely minimalized getting rid of walk-ins. Any potential clients that already had an appointment, we reduced them to not bringing anyone.
His business is among the workplaces Ontario has deemed non-essential during the COVID-19 pandemic, but many others will be allowed to stay open past midnight, including dry cleaners, construction sites, and bike repair shops.
Normally, there would be product on both sides, an entry and racks, and that's all been removed.
At Sweet Pete's on Bloor Street, the shop has put up barricades to keep people apart.
So it feels a little bit impersonal, but at least you can have the conversation about what's going on with somebody's bike, and then the mechanics can come up and get it.
And as businesses adapt before the deadline, some say they're confused about what counts as essential. There are also concerns the regulations are too lax, since the list of businesses allowed to stay open includes 74 categories.
That's probably longer than many of us expected based on the original announcement. I would say that this list, it's a first go and one that would benefit from further clarity and evolution over time.
Stephen Hoffman says more clarity will help businesses plan and make enforcement more effective too. The day after he announced the sweeping closures, Premier Doug Ford acknowledged there's work to do.
There are a lot of questions regarding what can and cannot remain open. And our officials are working with businesses across the province.
Ford said today that hundreds of people vetted the list of essential workplaces, but he said it's open to change too. That could mean some businesses losing their essential status, while others could be added to the list if the need is there. Nick Boisvert, CBC News, Toronto.
Nick reporting from home tonight. Grocery store workers are on the front lines in this crisis. They come into contact with hundreds of people every day, ensuring access to food. Now, the union representing some grocery store employees is calling for more protections for their staff. Alicia San has that story.
Grocery stores are essential businesses, so it's essential their employees are protected, while we as customers are kept at a safe social distance both outside and inside stores. Cashiers and food handlers have no choice but to touch things we've touched, handle our cash in close quarters to hundreds of strangers each shift.
Our members in these stores are concerned.
So right now you'll hopefully see your cashier wearing gloves while ringing you through, with some wipes handy. Well, the national president of the union representing thousands of grocery store workers says that's not enough.
physical distancing is certainly the first step. I think that the plexiglass shields are of utmost importance.
He's referring to these, already installed at some chains across Canada. Sobeys and Loblaws both recently committed to putting up plexiglass, and some independent retailers are on board too.
They will be installed later tonight.
Fiesta Farms grocery store was around during the SARS epidemic, and the protective measures back then weren't as intense as this. They have a third-party cleaning staff here all day, every day.
He's cleaning all the bunkers, he's cleaning all the door handles on the fridges, he's cleaning all the doorknobs in the offices, calculators, everything.
But not every employer is as diligent, and that's why the union representing the workers thinks the government might need to step in and legislate it.
Our three large national grocers, as in Loblaws, Metros, and Sobeys Safeway, are stepping up, getting some of these things done. We would hope that they would be done quicker and more consistent.
And in the meantime, there's precautions you can take when shopping.
When you're shopping here, or any supermarket for that matter, try to come alone. When you're buying products, take a look at it first, make sure you want it, then take it. Don't pick it up, take a look at it, and then put it back. Same with produce. You know, you gotta eyeball that perfect avocado and then take it. You gotta trust your eyes at this point.
Ali Chiasson, CBC News, Toronto.
Health officials confirming a second case of COVID-19 in Toronto's homeless shelter system. They say the two cases are unrelated and happened at two different locations.
We do know that this is a very vulnerable population. Many people have underlying health issues. So we want to make sure that our actions are significant.
The city has opened 9 new facilities to help create further social distancing within the shelter system. They've also created an isolation site for those awaiting COVID-19 test results. Both individuals who tested positive are in isolation there, as the city works to open another facility for those who've tested positive. Today, the Toronto Community Housing Corporation also announced it would adjust or defer rents for vulnerable households. Tomorrow, the Ontario government was supposed to put forward their budget, but because of the coronavirus, it will now be a smaller financial outlook. We can expect a majority of it to deal with the impact of COVID-19 on the province. Today, Ontario's finance minister said the fiscal update will include supports for people and businesses. The provincial government also announcing today people are getting a break on their hydro bills.
This is a challenging time for all Ontarians who are doing the right thing by staying home. We realize this means people are using more electricity during the day. To help family and households across the province, we're switching to off-peak time of use electricity rates, saving customers over 50% compared to peak rates for the next 45 days.
That means hydro users will pay 10.1 cents per kilowatt hour. It will be in effect 24/7. Depending on their billing cycle, Ontarians may see these changes on their next electricity bill. If not, they will get the reduced rate as a credit on a future bill. Suzanne, we've been in this newsroom all afternoon. What's happening out there?
It's often that way, isn't it? You go to the it's sunny. It's sunny, Dwight, so you're going to have a really lovely walk to your car, walk to your front door this evening. And you know, with all the restrictions and, of course, a number of businesses closing up later today, as Dwight and the team have been telling you, the outdoors is open. It's a privilege that we can all embrace and use as long as we do it responsibly. So it's up to all of us. You know what I'm talking about, that critical social distancing, physical distancing. Let's talk about temperatures and weather, and we'll bring it all together here. It's great to have you with us. Daytime temperatures as of 11 a.m. Yeah, we got up into the single digits, 4, 5, 6 degrees. That's about average for this time of year. And there was more sunshine as the day went on, as those clouds started to clear. To put things in perspective, about average. There's our overnight low. We'll be above that tonight. Nowhere near this record high or this record low. And that's just a bit of context to show you how volatile spring weather can be. It's not. It's a bit of a ho-hum forecast, as I told you yesterday at this time. 209 with an easterly breeze. And that easterly breeze, I want to draw your attention to it because at this time of year, you know, in summer, it feels good to get that breeze off the water. It can feel kind of raw at this time of year, even if the outside or ambient temperatures about 9. So we stay around or above zero through the overnight, mainly clear skies through the Golden Horseshoe. Beautiful night for stargazing down through the Niagara region, up through Markham and up past Richmond Hill and on towards Newmarket and Sharon. We'll have a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow overall, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Not too bad. There's a system in the north with snow. It will bring a couple of bursts of showers for us during the day on Thursday. And it looks like we'll get one around the lunch hour period and then another late overnight through Friday morning. So we do have a little bit of wet weather, a higher probability of precipitation, quite mild. We're in double-digit land, so that's on the mild side. Get out, enjoy, as our chief public health officers have been encouraging us to do. Take your fresh air periodically, but do it by maintaining that critical physical distance. We are looking at a wetter, windier weekend, so Dwight, looking like a better weekend to catch up on board games, spring cleaning, books, binge watching, you name it.
And you know what? I feel like I have not seen you in person for a few days, so we are keeping that distance as you're up in the weather center. Thank you,
Far
Suzanne.
too much. Anyway, but yes, absolutely necessary. Good night.
Remember, you can always find the very latest on the coronavirus at cbc.ca/Toronto. For us here at CBC Toronto News, we'll see you back here. That's a very cool drone shot. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.